Long time no see, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Lily.
Happy New Year. Hi, everybody. It's good
I
to be
was
back.
sick, folks. That's why we weren't here last week. Lily was ready. I was not. So we apologize for that, but hopefully you enjoyed your holiday. We're ready to get back to it, though it doesn't look like the year is starting off with a huge bang or anything. Not a whole lot different going on in the OTC market. Still on that downhill run. Matter of fact, let me get some news up here. You guys know how I like to do this. Bring up some news that I've been looking at over the last, oops, I'm going to make this bigger for you. It's always too small when you guys get it. This is news I've looked at maybe for the last 8 days. File, save. Let's get this up. This is all from the OTC market. This is no financial reports or public offerings, nothing like that. This is all your good news, mergers, acquisitions, things like that. Let's see, I'm getting close, folks. There we go. Now I just got to share.
There you go. Don't forget that important step.
Yeah, then you, and bring you over to there. Little tiny picture, but lots of big news coming.
There we go.
Yeah, I've been surprised to see how little news there is. There's a ton of news in mining, and I'm just not, I really don't follow mines, but boy, there is a lot of news out there right now with mines. And we've had a lot of news going on with stocks that have got special circumstances going on. The other day, we talked about CMRF. This was a stock that I had found that is a pink on the OTC. It looked like it had been off the market since December 5th, and it dropped from $5.70 down to $0.002. And I was expecting when it came back on the market, it was going to do a 250,000% jump just to get back to its normal $5.70. Well, I called Feener to get some information about this very curious stock, and I learned something I never knew in my entire life. Blew my mind.
Share it.
I didn't qualify to buy this pink OTC stock. I was not allowed to buy it. It's on the market. It's just very thinly traded.
So they had to do a credit check or something? What in the world is that about?
He said it's a special type of right, and you have to qualify, and he couldn't go into all of it, but he says the bottom line is you've got to have a portfolio that has a value of $1.5 million if you buy this pink OTC stock.
Wow. Like, John, I've never had to put an application in to trade a stock. Come on.
I am dumbfounded, had no clue. So a lot of people were disappointed because if you remember when I first came into Penny Boys, I had found a stock that was coming off the expert market, looked righteous, had all their filings in. I said, it looks like it's going to come out. And if it jumps from the price it's at back to where it was, that's 17,000% gains, which is a little silly to be predicting. But the very next day, it did come off the expert market and it went 89,000%. It just flew. So these things do happen, but there's never really a indicator of when they're going to come back on the market, which is
more than likely you had to apply for that one too. There's probably some catch that we can't have. Us normal people cannot have.
Well, that other expert was just a regular expert. This was a right. They just did a deal, sold $1 billion worth of property. They do $300,000 worth of business a year, and you got to qualify. I've never heard of qualifying to buy any stock on the OTC. All right.
Serious business, you guys.
We had a couple of requests come in before we even had the show up. So I'm going to jump into them first. I see we got more coming in. Travis Trisco. Hello, Travis. How you doing, buddy?
We will get to him.
Rob Massive. Man, you guys are all here quick. I love it. Normally we don't get anybody to about 20 minutes after. Well, we do. We've always got, who is that up at the very top? Velmore. Velmore is Velmore. She is here every day before I am. All right. One of the first stocks I was asked to take a look at, I believe it was on Twitter. Somebody said hi to me and you, Lily, and said, if you guys got time, can you take a look at PHBI? So we're going to take a look at this. PHBI, Pharma Green Biotech. We've got some news that came out back in September. Just to show you, I guess I can come back here. we haven't had any recent news since the end of November. That was the last one. They had taken on a sports celebrity, Tyrell Crosby, as a sports ambassador. But back here, they had a product launch. Now, the reason this is important is when I look over here at their financials, they got no money. I see no money coming in whatsoever anywhere. And I don't see any news. That one piece of news was back from September, but it talks about a new product coming out. Now, when I looked, I couldn't see when this product was supposed to come out. It is a, what do they say here? Farm Green Biotech is pleased to announce it has developed its first formulated nutraceutical product that is in the process of organizing the retail sales distribution channels for their product. The Farm Green team is very excited to be launching this nutraceutical product utilizing a combination of 15 ingredients from medicinal plants and mushrooms. Now, when I did a little more digging, I found this. Back on July 25th, 2021, the company entered into a memorandum of understanding to buy 12 acres of property, structures, and cannabis licenses from an existing sales channel and distributor in Northern California. June 30th of 2022, the company threw down another $87,000 towards that deal, but they still don't have enough to close the deal yet. But you can see that they're involved with cannabis. I also see something here about Alliance Growers Corp. That's another cannabis company. You can see here, Cannabis Biotech. Now, I'm just seeing this in the background. And then I see here, they're late on filing. Now, it doesn't say they're late here, pink current, but this NT 10K, a 10K is an annual report and a 10Q is a quarterly report. They're audited. That's why they're 10s. But when you see an NT, it means not. We're not filing on time. Now, I've seen this over and over again, and I can't explain it. But when these people file an NT 10K, they'll normally tell you a reason, not always, but they'll normally tell you a reason why they can't file. And then it buys them 5 extra days. And what I normally see is the stock will jump after they file a not filing your 10K on time. And that 5-day spread to when the financial does come out. It jumps right there. And then when the financial comes out, is there anything left to jump for if it was a good financial? I really don't know. But that is all I see going on right now is that they've got a deal that's hanging out there. It's not been finished. They are late on filing. They don't have any current news, and they've got no money coming in. But they got a product that they're about ready to launch. But we don't have a whole lot of details there. So let's go take a look at that chart. It seems that we are up 26% today without a catalyst, right?
It's in an overall downtrend, though.
Yeah, well, most of the stocks have been.
Since that September news, it's close, not quite there of breaking out.
Right. She has been falling from a high of about just a little over a penny and a half. We had a bounce here. She came back up to that area, but she just went back to fall and hit a real low here. Bounce back up. And yeah, she does look like she's trying. She's breaking over her 50-day on her 4-hour. Looking at the 20-hour, she's breaking over her 200. And she is above her 9-day SMA. I really like my SMAs, my simple moving average, the EP, I can't even think of the other one. Exponential moving averages. Thank you very much. Those accentuate movement on your smaller chart so you can really see things moving. But a lot of people don't use their SMAs. I do. The reason I do, because most people do use them. And that's what makes them effective. They've got no magic powers on their own. It's just that we're all looking at the same signal at the street. We know when to go. We know when to stop because we've been trained. Red means stop. Green means go.
Well, yeah, that's important.
Right? Yeah.
Respect it. Just respect it is what we're saying.
Our technicals are looking strong right now, but, you know, she hasn't got a lot of momentum. She's got no catalyst. Not even sure why she's been pushing up here for the last 3 days. But she shows some attention is being given to her, and she is trying to break out. She is trying to get up over top of that. And
that's all the key level. Like it needs to hold around here and keep pushing up, or we're coming back down to continue that downtrend.
Yeah, she does show some promise. I mean, the technicals don't look excellent, but nothing looks bad. Everything looks like she's had a couple days push up here, and now she's kind of settling out. You can see she's had some sideways action. This is the first down action, but she's staying above that 9-day SMA. And that's what I look for. You go under the 9-day SMA, guaranteed you're falling. You got to stay on top of the smallest SMA or you're going the wrong direction. That's all there is to that. So PHBI is showing something, but there's still things waiting to finish here. We need to get some new catalysts, some new information. All right, Bell. Sorry, I don't know why I called you Mel. Belmore McKenzie, first in line here. She wants to look at ticker MEIL. MEIL. Let's just go on back to our information here. I did take a quick look at this just before we came online. And again, I couldn't find a whole lot of information. We've got no news here whatsoever. Coming over to our disclosures, these are our financials. They're all on time. Everything's fine. But you've got no new SEC filings since 2017. Now, this stock had a 70% jump today. Now, it appears there's no reason, but it never hurts to go looking at Twitter. And I'm glad I did. I don't know where the heck they found this information. The first tweet I found said, we got a 75% jump on no news. What's up? I kept scrolling and I found this. MEIL added, new reverse merger with only 14 million float. They will find it, in my opinion. And this is what they found. Now, I don't know where this came from. They don't have anything here. I can't see if it's a document or what. But they tell us here on November 4th, 2022, the company entered into an agreement to acquire 100% of the issued and outstanding capital of Earth Friendly Products. I looked this up online. Earth Friendly Products owns the site Ecos. Ecos is the company that they're doing their business through. And they sell these non-chemical cleaning products, from what I could see. And they just go on here talking about that deal. On December 23rd, 2022, the company formalized the acquisition of Earth by signing a formal stock exchange agreement. So they're actually acquiring a company, even though we don't see anything over here. There's no information anywhere. That is out there. So they have a deal. When it's going to close? Well, it sounds like it's closing right now. So I would expect something to come out in a news press, maybe. Financial.
Yeah, I was wondering what their financials were like.
Zeros across the board.
So and that's the thing, John, this is what confuses me. When you see that, the financials being zero, they're not making any income, nothing profitable at all. How can a company afford to acquire anybody? Is it because of other investors, private investing?
Yeah, I guess.
Anybody's guess?
Could do a deeper dive. Let me see. I can come over here to financials, see what sort of assets that they have.
That concerns me when I see companies that are zeros.
Look at that. No assets.
Wow.
Zero. And liabilities, $1,000. They've had to pay the bills this year. I mean, and that's pretty bloody cheap. So,
yeah, I mean, that's a garage that's running a little bit every week.
And this is the scary thing. I hate to say this, but here recently over maybe the last year, I've been losing a lot of faith in the OTC market. This decentralized market that we're working in, completely different than the major exchanges. They are centralized. These are decentralized, the OTC, which means there's too many chefs in the freaking kitchen and there's not enough people watching them all. Every single stock has its own broker. Every single one of them can call their own shots, make their own rules. And there's not enough people watching them. We just went through a fiasco with MMTLP. Doesn't seem anybody gives a hoot about what happened there. And it looks to be bigger than game. There's so many companies that promise dividends or talk about mergers that go nowhere. They take our money, we buy in because we believe their word. A great example, PLPL. If you remember, PLPL did a deal with EV Hotel. This was going to be that hotel that brought in cryptocurrency and used all sorts of AI in the hotel. They've canceled the deal.
So it just didn't go anywhere.
They bring the deal together, get us all excited. We push the price up. Then they tell us we're going to do a reverse split. The price falls all the way to the basement. And then just the other day, they said, nah, we're not going to go through with the deal. Well, who made money on that? I'll bet you the insiders made money on that deal. And this is what pissing me off. I'm thinking that a lot of these small companies that have no assets, no money, no big investors. I mean, we could jump in and see how many people actually own stock in this
Well,
company.
and I agree with you, John. That's exactly how I view these types of things. No financials. It's a money grab. I am very hesitant. And if I play tickers like this, I know exactly, I understand what I'm playing, and my move is in and out. Take my gains if there's some kind of hype or momentum with it, and I'm out.
Yeah.
I do not trust them.
Yeah, and I mean, this really should be, and I'm sorry to say this because it's not going to help holding our prices up. But with the market the way it is, people taking gains quick because we all need cash, because of the lack of oversight and enforcement. As far as I'm concerned, there's no freaking enforcement for these companies to do jack squat when they screw over the investors down here. And it's becoming chronic. It's just happening over and over again. And all we hear are us crying and not one organization, FINRA, SEC, stepping up and saying, you're right. This is wrong. We've got to do something about this. You just don't see it happen here.
Yeah. And it's possible we could have a season for the OTC, and it's just not coming around right now. And that's the thing, John, you said you were, kind of didn't want to say that, but you're fearful that might be what it is. OTC is just not what it used to be. And if that happens, sir, I'm just going to tell you, we'll just cover the penny stocks on NASDAQ if that's the case. We're not going anywhere. There's something to cover.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that.
The OTC, it's pretty much a smash and grab. I never had a problem playing a pump and dump. Sometimes after you've been trading a while, you can tell if too much hype is going into a company. Well, there's nothing wrong with playing a pump and dump if you're aware of it and know to get out fast. Yes. And that's the way it seems with, I mean, even these dividend plays. They talk about dividends. I bought into Pura, P-U-R-A, 3 times because they talked about a dividend they were going to give. And every time the deal consummated, the dividend never came. Never. And I bought into the company every time for those dividends, and nobody ever forced Pura to give us those dividends.
That's
ever.
Upsetting.
Nothing ever came of it.
That's upsetting. That's awful.
It is. It's very upsetting. So we're looking at the chart here for MEIL. There's your 4-hour chart. She's been falling from 10 cents, and she is currently now at 3.7 cents with a 70% run today. As you can see, it was pretty bloody strong. I mean, she came off.
Look at the volume there. It's amazing. It was quick. It was quick.
Without any catalyst, without anything that we can see except for that news, one tweet. And all I can say is do more DD. Take some of those keywords, see if you can go find something, because there's nothing over at the OTC market. And I would think once a news press comes out. Now, here's the thing, folks. We didn't see a date on that news. And on Twitter, there are a lot of people that like to post news from 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
They'll throw it up there and won't show you the date. And you'll think it's brand new, and you'll actually go buy the company, not realizing that's ancient news. It isn't even fresh anymore. And that could be the case here. I don't know that it isn't. So that's why due diligence is important. But she did have a nice run, whatever the cause. I don't know if it was that tweet or not, but she got a good bounce off of this. This is a 4-hour chart. Let's come on down to, let's say 15 minutes. All right. She wasn't doing anything until today. All the gains pretty much came in the first 15 minutes. She jumped from, just over 2 cents to 7 cents. So you're looking at over 350% gains right there. If you were able to get out, let's come on down.
Yeah, it went so fast. Some people did not they couldn't sell it that high anyway.
All right. There's your minute chart. That really gives you an idea of how much time you had. So she's jumped from 2 cents up here to just under 3 cents. The second minute of the day, she had gotten up to just under 4 and then took a huge bounce. And look, you had 1 minute. You had 1 minute to get your order in and get out. But you know what, folks? Most of us aren't like that. Most of us don't sit around for 2-3 minutes and then get out. We expect if it started to grow, it's going to continue to grow.
Well, we're facing to do a massive run, and then that was it,
I mean, I'll be honest, I probably wouldn't have got out here. I don't normally get out until 10:05 on a stock that's showing a run. Well, the first 3 minutes here, it looked outstanding. We're up 300%. But there's the rule, folks. If you can grab hundreds of percent in just a few minutes, get your butt out. The house is on fire. You're going to get burned. So Take it, even if it goes 1,000%. How can you complain if you made hundreds of percent in just a few minutes? Get
Right.
into the habit of taking it. Whenever
You
you see a
shouldn't.
huge explosive gain, just take it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Talk yourself into it. Get
Yeah.
that money and say, ha ha, 3 minutes, I made 200% gains.
That's right. Too much, too fast. Get out.
Now, she did hang on to some gains. You know, she started here at
Yeah.
just over 2 cents, and we're at 3.5 cents. So what is that? About 75% gains, right?
Yeah, and
70%.
it would be a good time with that kind of consolidation there. It seems like it wants to hold on to do some DD and make a decision, because was it just something they were pumping and that's it, they're out, and eventually it falls back down. So this is your chance if you're interested. Something I think it was Velmore that asked about it.
Yes.
And y'all can look into it. Or you can say, you know what, I'm gonna give this a few days, let it calm down and see what happens.
You see another one over there, Lily? I got my
What, in the comments? Oh, I'm sure we got more.
I
Yeah,
am
yeah,
all
for
done
sure.
with what I was requesting.
Let's find the next one.
Thought I saw a double asker there. Yeah, be careful not to ask too many folks because we can't do all
Yeah, we're
of them.
trying to get to everybody. I do have Travis here who's asking for GBXI and AULT, which was previously Nile.
All right.
We can
Hello,
pick one of
Travis.
those, and we might
Yeah.
come back if we have more time, Travis.
All right, let's take a look at GBXI. I'm not familiar with this one. GBX, this is GBX International. Share structure on this one. Looks like we got a low float. It says 7 million here.
Wow.
You can real quick on a disclosure, you can just jump in and it'll normally be pretty much up at the top. No. All right. A lot of times you can just do a search. There you go. 7.6 million is our float, folks. So we got
we
a
have
nice
looked at this one
here.
before, John. I've got lines on this one.
I got lines on this one.
Yeah.
Telltale sign. It's been around. News. That's all from 2021. Nothing here. We got no fresh news here on the OTC markets. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. SEC filings. Haven't had any. Oh, shoot. Since 2012. My goodness. Yeah, that's old. All right. I'm going to run over here to Twitter again.
Careful with that. That doesn't sound good.
No. Let's see what we got for GB.
But who's chatting about it? Somebody is.
Tier changes. Do we see it here?
Oh, is that what happened? Did it fall
Yeah, right
off?
there. Well, that's back September. Man, that's old. Look, that's the most recent. I'm going to go to the most recent piece of news we've got here. 5 hours ago, they're talking about it running. I don't see anything. Not everyone is buying the dip. That's December. There is nothing. There is nothing on OTC. There is nothing on Twitter. Gonna have to do a deeper dive to see what is going on with this stock, if anything at all. She did have a 44% gain today. You gotta love those stocks that run on thin air, just run on nothing.
Yeah, I don't like this one at all. I don't like that.
Financials. Oh boy.
It's looking
Look
worse
at
than
this, folks. We got zero money coming in. Let's take a look at how much assets she's got. She's got $19,000 in assets. Goodness gracious. Most of the traders have more than that, and 84,000 in liabilities. So they've got nothing going on that we can see. No money, no revenues, no business.
no updates.
They're supposed to be doing something. I'm not quite sure what it is they're supposed to be doing, but they are shell risk. They're not making any money. That can be a big problem. Well, but we'll go take a look at the chart anyways, because she was running. Was it just today, or did she actually have some momentum?
Day before. And it did move quite a lot.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jack and the Beanstalk. All right. So, I mean, that is really planed out there. I mean, that's as smooth as the roads around my neighborhood. She got on top of her 50 here and rolled back underneath it. And then who knows why she took off hard.
And then boom.
I'm going to come on down to something we can see a little closer. All right. So you can see she's not getting a lot of trading. We didn't look at the relative volume. All right, she's normally only doing 20,000 shares a day. That barely even registers. And today she did 344,000 shares. Nothing to get excited about, but wow, looks like they all came in about at the same time. She started off
Which
here
is normal for a pump.
from about 6 cents up to 28 cents. Are you kidding me?
That's crazy.
See, these are the sort of things I see all day, folks. I could show you these all day, but what does it help anybody if I can't tell you why it's running? I can't even give you any forecast if I don't know what the heck's going on. So this had a huge jump. That is about just under 500%, folks, 450% gains. That hit here 10 in the morning. What did I say? I like to get out at 10:05 because most of the market takes a dip. It may not be a fall, but it pauses. And that coin's in the air. I don't wait for it to land. I just get out and take my gains, which would have been a winning move here. Absolutely.
Yeah, and even that, though, that was really quick. When you see a wick like that, not everybody's order got filled. Somebody was left behind there, a lot of people. And the volume was very quick. The movement was very quick. I mean, it looks like a pump.
Yeah, she pumped quick and all the volume disappeared. And it looks like she's just gone back to her normal sleep mode right now. So irritating, you really can't catch something like these because what's the forewarning? You can't smell anything, see anything, taste anything. How can you know? But if you're invested in it, hopefully you took advantage and sold something during that run. But chances are you thought, this is it. She's going to run. Look, if you don't find a catalyst, if you see one of your stocks running and you go do some quick DD, run over to OTC, run over to Twitter, even hit Google up if you've got time. Do it quick. As you can see, you don't normally get a lot of time. If you don't see any reason, take your bloody gains. It's a blind run. Just take it. You're going to be sorry if you don't because it's just going to fall back down and you're going to wait another month or two for another imaginary
catalyst. And it'll bleed out. It will just continue to bleed out unless there really is something going on that we're not privy to just yet. But not seeing anything on that one, John.
Do we have time for the other one there? AULT? I think we do.
Well, yeah, we're about halfway done and we do have a few more. But yeah, I think we're good. We don't have too many requests right now. So yeah, go for it.
All right, let's give it a shot. AULT, previously Nile.
Okay, I do remember Nile. I didn't know they changed their ticker.
Well, they look like they had a nice bounce today, didn't they? Bounced off that 200.
Good God, and that's in pre-market.
Yeah, almost 100%, about 90% she jumped, gave it all back before the bell rang. She was right back to where she started from. You'd never have known anything had occurred if you'd have been in bed all that time. Now, remember.
That's early this morning, too. That thing went early, like at almost 5 this morning.
Is this a NASDAQ or a
It must be. Yeah, it looks like it.
New York Stock Exchange.
Okay.
Great thing about that, folks, is that you can trade pre-market on NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange. You don't need any special training, no permissions, no anything. All you got to do is remember to change your order time from day trade to day plus extension.
And put your extended hours on. Yep.
Or it'll miss your order. And if you had a nice order set up and miss it, it's going to ruin the start of your day. Get it right. Guaranteed. So she is on the New York Stock Exchange. Alt Alliance. So they've got a new ticker, new name, I'm presuming, if they used to be called Nile. Share structure. But we're not going to find it jumping into the 10Ks or 10Qs. When you get into those audited files, for some reason, they don't want to tell us what the float is. So you got to do a much bigger dive. The best thing I do is just go over to Google and I will just bring up a search for the name of the company, float outstanding. I found if I add the word outstanding, it brings up the float more often than not. And then I just look for the same number repeated over and over again because there's lots of numbers in there. There's a lot of outdated information. So just look for the one that's most common. So looks like we could have a low float, but I really don't know. 356 million is our outstanding shares, so it's less than 356. News. Let's see what we got over here. Dun, 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 dun. Well, we're not getting anything coming up in a hurry, and we're not getting anything at all.
I have some weird. Hold on, John.
Some
Okay,
weird.
so it's been in an uptrend since December 28th. Okay. I'm losing my mind.
Interesting.
I was in a whole different month, John. I'm like, did this just come off the expert market? Why is it missing time? But it's me. It's me missing time.
All right, they did have an 8K just come out here the other day. Entry into a material definitive agreement. I always look for that headline. I'll continue reading if I see it. If I don't see this, it says something about management changing. I'm out of here. But they tell us here, December 16th, the company entered into a securities purchase agreement for $14.7 million. So they've got some money coming in from some investors. There's going to be a lot of details in that, but they do have some money coming in. Anything else we got here? Oh, we have a Form 4, which came out yesterday. Not many. What the heck? So a 10% owner only bought 200 and 300 shares. What's the point of that? So they bought about $1,200 worth of shares at $4.45. What's the price right now?
What? No.
Yeah, that's what it says there. They bought them at $4.
The price is like 14 cents right now. It went up to 24 cents this morning. That's it.
Well, that's a little interesting because that's what this tells us. They were acquired 200 shares at a price of $4.38 and $4.45. Now, they've got footnotes here. The common stock was purchased by a reporting person on the open market, really, with volume weighted average of $4.3. And 3, the common stock was purchased on the open market. It doesn't give me a whole lot of information here. So I'm not quite sure what that is about, because normally if you see stock being bought at a higher price, you'll see the price push all the way up to that new high price. Someone comes in and says, we're buying it at 30 cents a share and it's at 10 cents. Watch it go to 28.5 cents. It'll go just underneath because they'll leave a little bit of profit there. So I don't know what this is all about, but it's a good thing. Whatever, somebody bought shares, a 10% owner, so it's all good. Outside of that, I really don't see a whole lot going on. We had a little bit of gains today. Without a deep dive, I don't know when their ticker was changed. Oh, and we're already here. So let's see. You said they've been on an uptrend. I do see that.
Since the 20, yeah, they got a nice uptrend there. The spikes, that's a temporary, very quick breakout, but nice slight uptrend.
Right, we had one back here too.
Yep.
Not as big, but it was a forewarning. And even when she came underneath that 200, she came right back on top of it. That's one thing we can say. She is respecting that 200-day SMA to the hilt. She is not getting far off of it all. And every time she does, she comes smack back to it really, really quick. Technicals, they don't look like they're doing anything special, folks. So I wouldn't be excited about AULT. Again, we don't have a lot of information. Now,
you need to find out what's going on with this one. There could be something here because of that uptrend. You do see a volume increase here. The volume looks pretty good for the last several days. So it needs to hold this uptrend. You can draw lines really easy on this. Keep an eye on it. If it ain't respecting that, it's respecting that 200 like John was saying, it's done. You'll have to wait for it to cool down and see where it's going to start consolidating.
Yeah, right there. You can see she is definitely pushing up, folks. She's grabbing up. Each one of these getting higher. Maybe the next one, look, she's like every 2 days, she's got herself a bounce in the morning. Maybe watch this on, well, not tomorrow, maybe Monday. Check her out.
I would dig on this one and find out.
This sort of pattern. It's irregular and it's not justified as far as we can tell, but there's a lot of information we haven't looked at. So who knows what's really going on with alt.
Could be something, though. I would look into it for sure. All right, we do have another one, John. We have Red Hot Dollars. Welcome.
Hello. How are you, Red Hot Dollars?
CTMX, if you can get to it. And they also said they were disappointed about the CMRF.
CMRF was a heartbreak. And, I have never ever heard of that. And the worst part was I asked the guy, is there any designation? Is there anything we can read to let us know which stocks we're not going to be able to buy? He says, nothing. You'll never know until you try. And when I tried, it said, cannot resolve this instrument. I tried to buy the stock at 002. would not let me do it. And he said, that's right, because it's not a stock. I said, it says common stock. He said, it's not. It's not a
It's
stock.
infuriating is what it is.
Yeah, I was upset. All right. Well, looks like CTMX had a nice, whoa, look at the end of the day for CTMX. What happened there? Boom. She took off here,
Holy
folks.
smokes.
Whoa, after
This is on the NASDAQ as well, John.
Something is going on here. We're going to have to check this out. And it happened right at the end of the bell. And she's been climbing all this time. It's not been strong.
Nice uptrend. Yep.
Just it is
gradual uptrend.
Until
and then it blew up.
Yeah. What is the reason?
You've got to be able to find something on this. There is something.
Oops, wrong button.
There has to be.
Yeah, you don't get that sort of bounce over nothing, but we do, don't we? That's.
I mean, it does happen, but it's on the NASDAQ, and it's kind of this little blast off has been happening since market close. So I think there's something out there.
Cytomex Therapeutics provide business update and outline for 2023. This must have come out at the end of the day. Continue to demonstrate
really good.
Encouraging anti-cancer activity. In squamous tumors in the now completed phase 2 cohort expansion study. This was a day for pharmaceutical companies. There are lots of companies today that were running real hard.
Yes.
I don't know if the FDA just got a bunch of work put out today because it's the first day they could after the New Year's, but there's a lot of phase trials that got reports out today. A lot of phase 2 trials, people going into phase 3 trials, which is still another 3 to 5 years. But these are the days they pop and then they come back down and you wait that long period for another newscast. So they've had some good news come out here. Anything specific? Phase 2 for their cohort expansion study. Just glancing through
Is that a call today at 5 o'clock? Is it for today? I just saw it. There was a call
host today at 5 p.m. Yes.
I wonder if they're just kind of running it up till that, and we'll probably see a little bit of a sell off.
And 5. I have seen that be the cause of a surge too. Just telling people we're going to talk to you today.
Yeah.
No other reason. It's just, hey, my wife's going to talk to me today. Hey, I'm excited.
Well, that's when your friends get excited about it too, and that usually doesn't happen. So just be careful. Know when that call happens, or if they say anything, any type of negative, or it could be a sell the news kind of thing. Everybody already knows this, and it'll kind of drop off.
I also see one more sentence here. Looking further out into 2023, we expect to make meaningful progress with AbbVie and BMS to continue phase 1 investigation of our first T-cell engaging therapy and to file the INDSs for 2 new wholly owned programs. And it seems this last week I've seen stocks running just because they've submitted INDs, which is how it all starts. That's how you start getting your drugs looked at. So they've got drugs in the pipeline. Looks like their drugs are doing well. They've obviously got some good backing here, working with AbbVie and BMS. You can see they've got a lot of information in here, and they've got a meeting today at 5 o'clock. What is the share structure on this company? Well, it's under 66 million. That's not a bad float. It is on the NASDAQ. Financials. Let's see. Is this company making money? They are. Oh, what is that? How do you do that? This is a pharmaceutical company, I'm presuming. How do they not pay anything for the money that they're earning? $69.5 million is what they earned at the end of 2021, and it didn't cost them anything. Nothing.
So they say. And it hasn't in any previous years either. That's strange.
Assets. They've got some assets. $310 million. And of that, $205 million is cash. So they've got some cash in their pockets, and their liabilities is less than 1/3 of that. 106 on current, about 2/3, 250 on their total liabilities. So financially, they look like they're sound, and they've got drugs in the pipeline, good backup. Studies are moving forward. Everything looks good with the company. And they had that run today, and that run looked good. I like that run. Now, is it going to stay up there? Well, this is all going to depend on what they say, isn't it? I mean, if
true. And just remind me, John, before we leave in the next 20, 25 or so minutes before we leave, let's go back and check this one just to see if it's already starting to drop off. because
Yeah,
it's at
maybe
5
one of our
o'clock.
viewers can remind us in the
Yeah.
comments. We may forget because
Let's
I would like to
revisit.
see this. So right now she is sitting here at about 278. She can be traded. We can buy this one, folks. Just because the market's done doesn't mean the day is done. You've got till 8 o'clock to buy these stocks, Eastern Standard Time. So she's on a nice uphill run right now. I'm not suggesting you buy it. I'm
No.
just letting you know the door is always open. If you see an opportunity, you see a rip and a run, you may want to jump into it, but get out. Just take your gains and cap the day off with a cherry gain. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's
Technically,
screaming too hot for me right now. I wouldn't touch it right here. Let's see what happens with that call and kind of follow the chart for a little bit.
yeah, she's moving. She's getting activity. The volume is coming in right now.
Too high, too fast. Remember that. Too high, too fast.
Whoa.
So use
She
caution.
just jumped. She just hit a new high of 290, 289.
I'm just saying.
Nice find there. That's a great one.
We're going to come back and look at it. It's red hot dollars. Yeah. Nice find.
All right.
We'll look at it again. So I think we got Jeff here, John. Jeff was asking about the HNRC. Thought we were going to get our shares on the 30th. Nothing in my TD account. Do you have any information on release date? I cannot find anything. So Jeff's just needing an update or what's going on with that one.
Yeah. I have to apologize to a handful of people out there. I've been a bit snippety and bit some heads off because this question has been asked of me every single day since December 30th from so many people on every single platform. I've just really gotten fed up with writing the same answer over and over. So I put it in my video last night, hoping everybody would get it there. Here's the bottom line, folks. HNRC has the dividend of $1.75 for every single share you bought of their company. It was supposed to be anticipated to be distributed on the 30th. It didn't happen. Lots of people have gotten in touch with FINRA, with their brokers. There's lots of theories out there about what's going on, even conflicting stories. The bottom line is all the filings are filed. I called FINRA. I talked to FINRA. They said, we see it all here. All the filings beforehand, the filings right now. We are standing by to deliver the dividends once they come to us. We see WDHI is the ticker being reserved. We believe we're waiting on the transfer agent. Now, that didn't sound very solid to me, but it made me think that's as simple as this can be. One person, that's the transfer agent. One person at FINRA, one person at SEC hasn't finished their job yet. It's sitting over there in a pile. I don't know. But the fact is the cake's in the oven. There's nothing more to be beat, cleaned, or done. We're just waiting for it to bake. And it's going to come out and we're going to get our fair share. So we're waiting right now. Now, when I get screwed over for a dividend from a company, it's normally from a peon company that's got no assets, no name. And we're lucky if they're even in America. This company's in America. They have assets. They have properties. They look totally legitimate. And in case you didn't know, they came out with news today. They are closing another SPAC deal, $120 million with another dividend that they're going to be giving to their shareholders. Now, when we brought this up the first time, I told you they have 6 other spinouts that they have prepared to come out. This is the next one. So all I can say is hold tight. Be patient. I am very, very sure that these shares are coming through. I don't know when. It should not be very long. Someone actually said 3 to 6 months. Don't listen, folks. It won't be that long, I promise. But once we get the first dividend, you're going to know how it works and you're going to have your confidence built up. And then you may not want to get rid of your HNRC shares if they're going to keep spinning out new companies and giving us more dividends. That's the way I see it.
It will also help once this is resolved. It will help anybody that's trading with this company or anything like that, or anything they're acquiring. It'll help to trade these next SPACs and what they're doing, and dividend wise, you'll know what to kind of expect. So, but John will be on top of it for sure.
HNRC had a jump on that news today, folks. We were at about 84 cents, I think, back just before the dividend right there, 84 cents. This is the excitement we generated buying in. Then some people actually sold early. They're trying to trick the system for that T+2. We tell you, if the last date is the 16th, you better buy your shares by the 14th because it takes 2 days for the transaction to clear through the system. Well, people figured if it takes 2 days to clear, I can sell the day before, and the day of record, they'll still look like they're there, even though they're not. They won't clear until the day afterwards. Then they'll see they're missing when they're not looking. So a lot of people have tried to trick the system, and we're waiting to see. I've got one guy. He says he'll be honest. He'll tell me if he actually got his shares because he sold on the 15th.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, well, and I'll tell you what, I hope he's right because selling on the 15th, here's the 14th, here's the 15th. You could see there was selling going on.
And it's still nice profit there too.
And there's the date of record right there. And then after the date of record, you had more people selling. And she's just been sitting down here until today's news. In today's news, she shot up fast. She went up from 21 cents up to 32 cents. It's 33% gains. But she came right back down here, and she is now sitting back on her 50-day SMA, which is a nice place, but the technicals look like she's not done falling. Looks like she's going to crush this 50-day and come down again. But there is a lot of speculation right now. I don't think we're in danger. It just doesn't feel good. I know. It's like, it feels like you're being stood up by a blind date. It just doesn't feel good. But I believe it's going to come. Hope that helps.
All right. Then we have Stuart, who's asking about EOSE. If we have time to touch on it. It's not an OTC, but it is a penny stock. EOSE.
EOSE on the NASDAQ. EOS Energy. I feel like I've read something about this a while ago. All right, since we're on their financials.
Wow. They had beautiful movement the past couple of days, few days.
They made $4.5 million last year, but look how much they lost. $42 million. Wow. So that's not great. Operating expense, $134 million.
Ouch.
Down. Looking at their balance sheet, well, what the hell? You've got $142 million in assets. Come on, fix something. And their liabilities, only $29 million. So, I mean, in the back end with assets, everything's fine. But with their formula that they're using to make money, that's not working. They're going to have to tweak that. What's it look like on the quarterly? Oh, God. No. Something's, and you said they had a good day today. No, they didn't. But you said they're on an uptrend.
No, it had a nice, the chart movement was nice looking over the past few days. Let me see what I was looking at. I was looking at the 5-day.
All right.
It's kind of flat today, but over the last 5 days, it's had a lot of movement.
Has it? All right, let's go take a look because I don't think. Well, the one thing I did check here was the news. That was the one important detail here. EOS Energy finally beginning to accumulate. That's a Seeking Alpha. I'd go there, but I can't read Seeking Alpha. They blocked me. I go there too often. They say, you got to pay us now. You don't get to read it for free. Honestly, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, none of these
Bloomberg does cost.
Well, they're free for a while, but
are they?
I've been doing this for years, and so many sites have blocked me now, and I'm not paying for every single site. And disclosures, we got anything over here? Oh, we got a 3. What the heck is a 3? Something about common shares of stock, 50. Oh, that's, my God, how many shares is that? 5.4 million shares? Conversion exercise rate. These are some special shares. These aren't your common shares. I'm not real sure what's going on there. I'd have to go do some educating of myself just to see what's going on there. We did have something else here, an SC13 that came out, more shares. So something's going on here. They're moving a lot of shares around amongst the management, which is always an important thing. I can't say it's good or bad until I know what the heck it's about. So EOAS.
Yep.
Is that right? EOSE.
EOSE. I'm so sorry. EOSE.
Okay. All right, let's kick this back 4 hours. Let's see what we got. Well, a lot of volatility. So she's been ripping up and down. She's been down here at about $1 and up here at $3.57 and everywhere in between. We had a low bubble back here in, when was that? The beginning of December. just under $1, $1, and she's
Yeah.
at $1.41 right now. Looks like she's on a breakout, doesn't it? Looks like she's trying to
Yeah,
push out over that 200. Here
that's
comes
what
a-
I'm noticing.
Now this is what a lot of people call a golden cross, folks. 50-day SMA crossing the 200. That is a power move. It's getting everything back into position. The 50 does not belong under the 200.
No.
It belongs over it. So this is a great move to see right now. Technicals don't show a lot of oomph to back it up, though. We just don't see anything happening there. 5-day, 15-minute. That's looking nice. I mean, you can use your 200-day SMA right there
There
as
it
your
is.
guide. She's going uphill. She is rolling, but I mean, she's really not.
Yeah, it's not like it's really exciting or anything, but it's still in a nice uptrend. It's had a really good movement since that, 96, 97 cents.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it.
Something is going on here. I would do some more due diligence. When you see that many shares being moved by management, and that second filing we were looking at, that was specifically for voting control, those type of shares, which is a big deal. That means something's happening behind the scenes, which is affecting the stock. And you could get ahead of the game. We haven't had enough time to do the research, but I'm sure you do.
Well, it's nice we can talk about it. So we have, we covered that one. Let's see. Oh, we got Jeff here.
Hey, Jeff.
says,
Jeff Engine.
yeah, I bought a stock called Sing, S-I-N-G. I have
Oh, yeah.
2777 shares, a spinoff company showing up at $0 in TD for 2.5 years. Not trusting the dividend spinoffs.
Sing. Now, isn't Sing the solar? Nah, get out of there.
I don't
The
remember.
solar panel company.
Let's look at it.
Single Point. Right. Single Point.
I
Single
don't.
Point is renewable energy, sustainable lifestyle focused on providing friendly energy. Let's just go over to Single Point's website. Yes. And I think they just had news come out today, as a matter of fact. Single Point has been doing very, very well. I don't know anything about a dividend that came out back then, 2.5 years
Well,
ago.
Jeff may have been commenting on our other dividend talk we were just going over. So he might have added it to the comment.
Right. But I'm saying I'm surprised that that would be the case with Sing. Although I don't know what Sing was involved with 2.5 years ago. I'm presuming that's what he's saying. That, let me see.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what he's saying. The
showing up at $0 in TD for 2.5 years, not trusting dividend spin-offs.
Maybe. Okay. So maybe he was saying that he got a dividend from way back then, and it shows up, but it's showing at $0. So what was the sense in having the dividend?
Yeah. I'm there with you. I mean, there's too many of these companies. Now, Sing, like I said, I like Sing. I've been posting news on Sing on a regular basis because they're just building up business. They're a United States company. They're just exploding right now. The whole energy market is exploding. And America, green energy, it's hot. It's real hot. But 2 years ago, in the midst of COVID, I don't know what was going on. I don't know what this company was doing. I didn't even know they had a spin out, to be completely
honest. Oh my gosh. So 2 years ago, in February of 2021, John, it went up to $6.66. It was on a nice run from back then when everything was running, right? But definitely came back down to the same as it was before it even moved.
Let me see the news. Yeah, the news today, Single Point issues annual letter to shareholders reviewing fundamental business improvement, acquisition strategy resulting in record revenue and pro forma growth. And that's what I've been noticing, is that their revenues have been getting bigger. Look there, folks. Look back at that annual.
Yeah.
The end of 2021, they did $800,000 for the whole year. Now look at their quarterlies. First quarter, 1.5. Second quarter, 4.5. That's 300% increase in one quarter.
There's some nice growth there.
Yeah, this is some humongous growth. This is why I've been telling people, keep your eye on Sing. Revenues are what the company's about. As long as you're keeping the balance sheet balanced, this is great. They're growing at a tremendous rate right now. But you're right. I don't know anything about their spin out, but that's a SOB of a situation.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're involved with this HNRC dividend. If you're not, hopefully watching us go through this, seeing if it comes through. If one comes through, you're probably going to feel a lot better trusting them for the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth.
Yeah, other SPACs that they're doing and offerings they're
Yeah.
making to their investors. So let's hope that they're genuine and they are trying to treat their investors the way they should, because that's really what makes their prices with their stocks. So it's really unfortunate when they shoot themselves in the foot like that. So let's hope that they're on the up and up. And John, of course, stay on top of that, and we'll have more for you. John, I don't see any more ticker requests. I'm so glad you guys are with us. We have about 14, 15 people viewing right now.
Well, let me show you something I saw curious today, folks.
Do it.
Now, this is something
yeah.
Real quick. A company called HKD, which is also known as AMTD Digital. This was a little Chinese company just a few months ago, came onto the market, as a whole bunch of them were at the time,
and
with no warrants and only 5 million shares. The stock was about $8 or $10 or $12 a share to start. In a few days, it was at $2,555. The stock ran like crazy. Today, it jumped 200% is where it finished. It was moving today. But look, AMTD Digital, this jumped with no catalyst. Look at this stock. AMTD Idea Group. This jumped today. No catalyst. None whatsoever. Now, maybe there's no connection, but this AMTD and this AMTD, I think, confused people. I don't know what had either one of them running, but I think the one that was running spilt over onto one that had no right to run. Kind of like
I think
Zidar
it was
and
the same
Zoom.
as last time, John. The last time when it took off like that, HKD, AMTD, hit like $14.50.
This one, the same situation?
Yeah. AMTD back in August or whenever HKD came out, it hit around 14, 15 bucks.
Yeah, let's show this.
And so it does follow each other.
Yeah, and they have nothing to do with each other.
Well, I'm not sure. I just remember when I was looking into it because they were IPO and the HKD. AMTD was the company behind it. So I don't know if that means its actual ticker, though. I'm not sure about that. So I think that may be the link.
At them. They look like totally different companies. I mean,
if that's the one that was bringing it to IPO, though, it must be what it was, or it's just a coincidence that these ticker symbols match with AMTD.
It's like when Zoom started to run, Zom was getting a whole bunch of stuff because people just got confused.
It doesn't mean it's right.
It's kind of like NoHo. NoHo is a company and NoHo is a ticker. So if you talk about NoHo, you could easily confuse people. They might not know it's drink or it's NoHo, because NoHo company uses drink as their ticker, where NoHo ticker is a whole nother company. So it's very easy for these things to get confused. So that's good to know. If HKD starts to run, I'm going to go get the one I can afford.
Go look at AMTD. Yeah, look at it and see what it's doing.
But look at that, folks. $2,555, and it was way down here at $10.
I think it was what, $10 or $12 it came out at.
And what was that? AMTD? Is that the
AMTD? You can look at it and see the same thing.
Yeah, there it went. $14. Wow. And she was down at just about $1.50 before all of this started. She came back down though, and she's only had a little itty bitty bump off of this, but a bump is a bump. We did get 27% off of it. You may want to watch this tomorrow, folks. You may want to do some research on HKD. As a matter of fact, I heard news today that China is lifting a lot of their COVID restrictions. They're working back with companies, and the Chinese stocks were running today. Lots of them were running today. So if you have any old tickers from Chinese stocks you were watching, because we were watching a bunch when they were running about 4 months ago, they could start running again, and they don't need a catalyst. Just being in the right area. Water rises, all ships rise with it. So you may want to take a look at any of those Chinese stocks, including this one.
That's true. And before we go, we're right at 5, but I'm going to go ahead and give one out there that I've been looking at. I'm going to share
let
my
me get out of here.
screen real quick, you guys. Won't hold you up too long. Just something I've been watching, noticing, and I want to put your eyeballs on it. So we're looking at GNPX. This is a NASDAQ company. It is called Genprex. Got a lot going on with biotech. So this little uptrend we have, very solid uptrend here, is very interesting to me. And about where it's sitting right now, it doesn't have much room, like $1.60 or so. If it holds up above that, I could see this continuing. So that's why I kind of wanted to bring it to your attention. We're at a good spot to see, are we going to continue? We're going to consolidate and go on up from here? Or are we going to come down and break this trend? If not, then we have some potential for this to keep moving a little bit higher. Yeah, this has been moving like this since the 27th, end of December, so right into the new year here. Basically, I've only grabbed a couple of things that I can mention. You're going to have to do your own DD here. I just wanted to put it on y'all's radars. They have a lot of news coming out here lately, and that's why it's kind of been continuing on with this uptrend, which is really nice. They have a price target update to, I think it was $8 per share. And that's, futuristic, you guys. It's a diabetes play. I know they have some cancer treatments and drugs they're trying to work on as well. Right. So we have some FDA news that's possible, which could be catalysts that are coming up. And this is another reason why I'm putting it on your radar.
Yeah, they've been hot.
Watch it. Oh, absolutely.
Said, a lot of news coming out from the FDA right now. So if you're expecting something here, this would be something to put on your watch list. You don't want to miss the FDA report.
And the drug that they're working on with this clinical trial they're in, what they're trying to do currently, what it does, if it works, it eliminates the need for insulin and daily medications for diabetics. That is huge.
Really? That's huge. Wow.
Yeah. So if that was to actually happen, we're not talking about $8 here. We're talking about way more than that. But hey, let's not get ahead of ourselves. That's just something that I have gathered. That's their goal, and they're trying to do.
What's the ticker on this?
We're going to find out. GNPX, so Golf November Papa X-ray.
I'm going to look this one up.
Yeah, it's really nice. I like it. And that's why I'm bringing it up to everybody. All of our users or members that come and see us every Thursday. I try to throw you a little something here and there. And this is the one I like. And I will say, from what I've gathered, I haven't seen an official article on it yet. But they're already claiming that they did cure the diabetes with their products in these clinical stages in mice. So, it has promise. There's potential there. So look into this, dig into it yourself. Make sure what I'm saying is legit, because I just came up with this one this morning. And I just wanted to put it on your radar. So y'all keep an eye on this one, okay?
Hey, thanks for baiting our hook. We appreciate it.
At least I can do. Something. So hopefully y'all enjoyed all that. We got to all your tickers, I think. And me and John really love doing this, you guys. Thank y'all for showing up every week. And come see us next Thursday with some more, right?
Yep. We'll see you next Thursday, same place. Hopefully the same people. And you.
I will be here. Yeah, I'll be here. But Happy New Year, you guys. Y'all enjoy. And we'll see you next Thursday. Bye.
Adios.